Hey, what it do with the business is?
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, I'll
AB.
let your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown, if you're looking for me on socials.
Absolutely, I am Spike Lou on those same social sites. Holla at your boy AB. How you holding up out there?
I am good in the hood. I have no football to watch because my
I
team
was
is eliminated.
just
They're not
about
in
to
it.
say, man, I watched a lot of playoff football and didn't see the Packers, buddy.
Yeah, we were absent, so I have nothing to worry about. I'm carefree. Life is good when your team not in it, man. I ain't got to stress over this shit.
And y'all gonna have to bear with me as it's on in the background for me. So if Tom Brady started wilding, man, it's gonna
Mike Evans about to have about 6 touchdowns.
Sick. I tell you. But this ain't the sports show. This is the On Deck TV show. Another one, AB. You know how we do it, man. We review the decades we review the year a decade later. Now we're doing 2013. You and I were going back and forth about that because I thought that 2014 was 10 years and you said that 2013 was. I still think that I'm right because physically counting each year is 1 year, so that's 10. True. But Google said otherwise.
This is true. There's two ways to count them up. If you could talking the full year, yes. If you're talking the day to the day, then it's 10. It's weird. It's weird.
Weird as hell. That stumped me for a little minute as I was looking at your response. I was like, wait.
Yeah, it fucked with me too. I ain't gonna lie, it threw me off. Because I was like, wait, am I tripping?
Right. Absolutely. But we usually do it this way. So we're going to hold the status quo and give you a decade review on the year 2013, as we do at the On Deck TV show. However, before we get to that, Irv Gotti said that Nas's Made You Look may have been the best hip-hop single of all time. Quentin Miller was on Vlad, and he claims that he was shucked out of some writing credits. And Tupac's Dear Mama had a docuseries coming up. We want to know what you want to see in addition, instead, whichever one. Yeah. But first, AB, your man's is back on the On Deck TV show. Bow Wow, you were the first Bow Wow fan that I ever met.
Stop. Stop.
He has been quoted as saying or tweeting over the past weekend that hip-hop needs a union, man. And I don't know if he thought that this was a revolutionary thought. He just missed Drink Champs the past 6 years that it's been on. But he was on Twitter thinking that this was a brand new thought and that hip-hop needs a union. My question to you, though, AB, is why do you think it hasn't happened yet?
Man, it takes stuff like that takes a while to put together to my understanding. And then plus, if it was to come together, who would be to do it? That's number one. Because I think it should happen. Number one, this came from him speaking about older rappers being down on their luck. You know what I mean? Some of the elder statesmen or whatnot. So he was like, yo, I don't like seeing elder OGs in the game, my heroes, being down. They need a retirement plan for OG rappers. He said, quote, I hate seeing my heroes liquored out with no money, just washed. Now, this is somewhat similar to what DJ Academic said, just more tasteful. And whereas it just sounded like he was clowning them, Bow Wow was trying to come up with a solution. So he said this should be no different from the Players Association with the NBA. I agree 110%. I think Swiss had the best idea about 2 years ago, give or take, when he said there needs to be a rap tax. You just take a very, very, very small percentage of people's royalty check or whatever, merch, royalty check, and it goes into a fund the same way retirement do and all that, Social Security, whatever the case may be. They need a rap version of that. I can't argue. I don't see how anyone would argue with that. I think it's a good idea. I do have one thing I want to ask before we get your thoughts on it. Why do you think, one, it hasn't happened, and two, should it?
I do think it should, and I don't think it has happened because people are cap. You asked a very important question as to, well, who's going to run it or who put it together? People build businesses and corporations every day. Amazon and Starbucks have unionized since rap started talking about building a union. Like, that was far-fetched for them to say that even Amazon was going to do it. So when I say that people are cap, I think that people like the idea of having a good idea. But it's, I won't say simple. They have the means to put it into effect to where we can go in and get this ball rolling. And if We don't know who's going to lead or this, that, and the third. It doesn't matter. We've at least got the ball rolling. We've hired consultants. We have the plan. We know how to get this unionized, what to tax, because it's possible. Like I said, you've seen Amazon do it. You've seen Starbucks do it in these different facets. Worry about the other logistical stuff of including everybody and what you would pay and who would run it. Worry about that later. But I do think that enough rappers have expressed the idea, have the means, have the brain power to at least get the ball rolling to where each person doesn't think that this is brand new braggadocious idea that I'm running a Twitter about. Like if I'm Bow Wow, I don't understand why I'm not just hitting Nori up or hitting Swiss up. Hey man, you remember you was talking about the union? All right, I got an idea too. Let's go on and build on this and see who we need to call next.
Yeah.
Like it ain't nothing really nobody on Twitter can do for Bow Wow as far as putting this out there other than say, hey man, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Whipty do, you had a great idea. So I just think that people are capped. If they wanted to do it, they get it done.
Here's what I think is very interesting. Mm-hmm. He mentioned some of the OG rappers that may not be shining or may not be on their feet like a lot of people feel they should.
Right.
Is that simply because the money was different back then? Hip hop has grown exponentially in the last 30 years.
Facts.
Just similar to the NBA. Like, look at Jordan's salary. I mean, we know Jordan he ended up being a billionaire for other reasons. It wasn't because of his NBA check. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, it's different money. Do you think it's needed for current rappers for when they retire, or is this really more for the original people that set the table in the 70s and 80s and not necessarily for people here on out? Like, can you picture 21 Savage 45 and broke? That would be very strange, bro. With all the knowledge we have, how much money niggas is getting now, it's completely different.
That's a great question. However, you and I know we're astute enough with sports to know that beyond money at an old age and having a pension and having health care, you're going to get representation and being able to have additional deals or get things that you may not have gotten had you not all been a united voice. For example, all of these cases where we're seeing they're using the lyrics in court, they're doing this, that, and the third, and you may have one-offs who get that through because they're not as powerful as a Young Thug and don't have the means for their lawyer to be like, nah, y'all not using this. They may be using a public defender on some local nigga down in Jacksonville. They got a diss song. And now I don't get proper representation. But had I been paying my union dues or there was a union, we'll send a union lawyer down there to represent the Johnny No Name, who may not be a popular rapper, but he's paid and contributed to this thing that we call culture. So, yeah, I do think it even a 21 Savage, because we see and talk about made our business plan from niggas put their foot in their mouth every week, dude. So you need representation, and it's just one less thing that you have to have somebody in your team worry about if you know you got good representation. You know, you remember that time we used to work at Kroger, and were you in the union at Kroger?
I don't think so.
I was in the union at Kroger, and one night
you might have been the union leader.
No, that's funny. But it saved my job one night and got a nigga fired. You remember, like, we was all at a certain age. We had to get off at like 10 o'clock.
For sure. Yeah. We dumb young.
It was all young people there, and it wasn't the overnight dude that like called out or some shit. And we had like, this was the first day of school or something weird like that.
Yeah.
But the little manager dude was like, nah, y'all can't leave. We was like, yeah, we can. And everybody left because we was underage. Yeah. I say all of that to say, he said that we were fired. We came back to work the next day on our scheduled shift. The union head had taken heed to whatever she needed to do, and he got moved from the store, and we kept working our jobs. So representation. So yeah.
So you snitched on the dude. He snitched on the girl.
White dude. We was all three little black dudes, man. Like, he was trying to hold us there. We didn't know when relief was coming. He was trying to leave. Nigga, get out of here. Really? We dipping. Customers was confused as fuck. It wasn't no lanes open. I said, where do I pay? Not my problem, lady. Not my problem.
No, but that shit, no, you're right, though. It definitely, there's other ways it can come in handy than other than making sure people are financially straight. 20, 30 years from now. And to be fair, there's niggas that was in the NBA making money that are broke now for various, anything can happen in between now and whatever for anybody. So bad investments, nigga, lawyers robbing you, all of that shit. So
facts.
Yeah, no, I think it's needed. And I think maybe it'll pick up some steam. I don't know if Shad Moss is the right person to head this or to get the ball rolling, but Swiss made a really good, I thought Swiss could, but then he got his hands full with the versus shit after that. So it's kind of like He kind of got his hands tied right now while he working on some shit.
The thing about it is, and this is what stumps me, and then we can move on. Like, I'm astute enough in business to understand that there are consultants that you can hire that will tell you how to unionize. Like that exists. So
that's true.
Them niggas have the money to do it. If they wanted to do it, they would just make a couple phone calls. Like, even if they didn't have everybody on board.
Who?
Swiss seems like the most equipped to handle it. Building verses, looking at his house, his wife. So if he was the head of the union, I could see him making the call to the consultant and be like, look, this is what I'm trying to do. I want to build an association similar to the SAG, the Screen Actors Guild Awards for rappers. I want y'all to figure the dynamics out. Come back to me when all the paperwork is finalized. We'll let the lawyers look at it, and then we're going to start handing it out to rappers, and they're going to start paying their dues. It's literally like, I'm not saying that's easy, but if the means were there for someone that wanted to do it, then it ain't hard.
Yeah, the concept is simple.
Yeah, it's a simple concept. Just get it done.
Nah, that's fair. Man, moving on. And real quick, too, I forgot to mention at the top, positive vibes to Boldy James. He was in a super bad car accident over the weekend, and they say he's in stable condition now, but it was tricky at first, though. So I know we're both big fans of the music. Yes. So you would hate to see 2023 kick off with some bad news regarding that.
Man, so definitely that post, boy. I
saw it too.
Got to the end, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, my nigga, what just made me think of it, my partner just texted me, and I'm thinking it was like an update. I was like, man, say it ain't so. But it was really just like the headline or whatever. I was like, man. So yeah, definitely, man, positive vibes to the boy Boldy James. Next up, man, Tupac. We've got more Tupac content. I want to know if you're here for it or not. Coming in April, it is a 4-part series called Dear Mama that's going to explore the relationship between, wait for it, Tupac and his mom, Afeni Shakur, excuse me. 4-part series done by one half of the Hughes brothers. They're supposed to be never before seen footage, a lot of it, and like different music and all kind of shit like that. Simple question. 1, are you here for it? 2, what's another song or album people should do a docuseries on?
Yes, I am here for it. All the Tupac content, give it to me.
Yeah, are we sure? We don't want all of that shit. Because
I feel like enough time has passed to where we like the watered down shit ought to be out of there, right?
Okay.
I feel like they should have good enough footage since they've been waiting. So yeah, I want to see this. I'm interested. I hope they don't jackball it. You know what? I would love to see a docuseries about, and I was watching Hip Hop Homicides, and it kind of made me think that we were big fans of No Limit, and each No Limit album consisted of what we used to call like the what was the RIP song? What would you classify those songs as? Yeah. But each album had them. I would love to see like a docuseries of like each one of those tracks, that what they were pertaining to, who they were pertaining to, if they were talking about the same situations, maybe different views on it. But those used to be, of course, people know I love sad songs. Those used to be some of my favorite songs on the album, the RIP songs, like I Miss My Homies, like I Miss You with Big Ed, like take your pick. So that would be what I would like to see. I think that'll be fire, like a 10-part docuseries.
I ain't mad at that. That would definitely be sad as a motherfucker. But yes, those songs were super dope and impactful. If I'm gonna go a different route, I'm gonna pick an album, and this is a slight cheat code because it's the same damn artist, I know. However, I have been wanting something on this Machiavelli album ever since I heard it. I want something on that, deep diving into the cover, the meaning behind the name, the conspiracies, the Suge shot me at the beginning. I want everything, dude. Find the archival footage of him recording To Live and Die in LA, please, for me. I need all of that. Find the archival footage of him dissing Nas and all. Dude, that, give me the 4-part series on an album. When is somebody making that? Wake me when somebody, even though I'm here, let me be clear, I'm here for I'll be tapping into this. April 21st, my ass will be glued to FX watching this at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will definitely be watching. However, I want to deep dive in an album in a very entertaining way. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way I'm hoping this will be, the same way they got the Rough Riders right, they got the Murder Inc. right, they got the No Limit right. They done those justice. I want something for an album, and I think a dope album would be one that's got some controversy in it, some mystique, some mystery surrounding it. I think that Machiavelli would be perfect for something like that. I need that in my life. In addition to stuff
That
like
would
you can do
be
like Good Kid, Mad City, but that's really more like that's not necessarily a docuseries. That would be more of like a movie or like a
right.
reimagining or whatever. But the actual docuseries based on
Dramatization.
true events surrounding the making of something, give me that right there, please. I sign me up. Somebody start to GoFundMe, nigga. I'll donate to that. A Kickstarter. I'll donate to get that shit popping.
You should just make it. Go get a
Where
loan from the
that?
bank and make it.
That's true. That
That
too.
would be
You're right.
fire. Yeah, that would be fire because it's all that lure around that album. So having that footage, having access to that, seeing that studio day one, I could see that.
Yeah.
And I would be here for that 1,000,000%.
But
speaking of what I'm not here for, your man's and your other man's, Quentin Miller and Vlad. Quentin Miller sit down and did an interview with Vlad. During that interview, he says that Big Sean kind of shucked him out of some writing credits, didn't get the just due that he was supposed to. Also dropped a bomb that he ghost wrote the Rico joint for Drake and Meek.
Yeah.
Animal Brown, I know you watched this video. Are you buying this?
Yeah, for sure. Quentin Miller has nothing to lie about at this point. But here's the thing, man. And he's been on a promo. I ain't gonna say a promo run, but he was on Rory and Maul not too long ago, kind of giving his side of things or whatever. And he got to tell his side of the story of what happened, right? And so things started to piece together. If you've been following, of course, we're talking about the ghostwriting scandal with Drake and Drama and Meek, and that little triangle between them three niggas. Quentin Miller comes off very socially awkward, well, somewhat socially awkward. And he actually alluded to this, saying that he was homeschooled for a lot of his upbringing. So he didn't have a lot of friends, a big social life during those years, like in high school, when you're kind of knowing yourself and finding your tribe. He didn't have that. So he said it kind of made him the way he is today. This is his words, not mine. And I feel like when he goes into these scheduled studio sessions and meetings and all that he's slick looking for friends. That's the vibe that I'm getting. And he needs to understand this is the music business, not the music friendship. And I feel like he's learning that the hard way because he thought Big Sean was his man. And Big Sean was mad cool in the studio. Him and Quentin and his rhyming partner, they wrote a little hook for him. He took it. He's like, nigga, yeah, nigga, they everybody vibing. Everything cool when you're in the studio. Niggas passing the blunt. Everything is chill. And then when that, you know how that Hollywood shit go, nigga, when you go left and he go right, nigga, the number you have dialed is no longer in service. So he's learning it the hard way. I'm sure he still feels a type of way because the vibe was strong. But bro, that's how it go, dude. Like you can't handle the business first, bro. He said he ain't get no money off the Drake shit. How, bro? How's that possible? The fuck?
Okay.
Bro.
Since you brought up some great points there, but I didn't know the homeschooling, none of that. It makes a lot of sense in what I had prepared for the question. Because my thing was going to ask specifically, even before I heard you say it, I was like, well, where are his friends?
There you go.
Like, why are you assuming that you and Big Sean are cool enough to where this not going to happen to you? And that was the vibe that I got, like you said, on the Rory and Maul. Mo from Another Week in the Books had me listen to something else with him on there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that what happened to him is right. However, I'm listening to his story and I don't have any empathy or sympathy or whichever one that he's trying to draw there. Like, I just don't get it because I'm like, bro, you should know better than this.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you know better than this? Why don't you know better than to, hey, man, if Drake get a song for me, like, I'm just going to write it and we just figure everything else out on the back end. Like, be the asshole. I guess he's assuming that he'll blow the opportunity if he starts talking about paperwork because he's not used to this. I get that. I totally understand. If it happens once, I don't respect it if it happens twice, and I don't respect him sitting here being a chatty patty with Vlad about it. Just take your lumps, bro. Like, this don't draw. Like, I don't want to listen to a Quentin Miller album because I seen this. That's true. The headline caught my eye because, again, I thought that he was going to this well too many times because I've heard him talk about on other interviews how he always feels like someone has gotten over on him.
Yeah.
Like, at some point in time, you got to take that responsibility, bro, and say, I'm not going to let people get over on me. Like, no one's going to feel sorry for you, dude. At least
it's I don't know if he's looking for the sympathy vote, if he's looking for new fans, or if he's just telling his side of the story and let people come to their own conclusion. Because you do want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Like there are a number of people who are interested in hearing, damn, what really happened? Did you write full 16s for Drake? Like, did he come and buy? But for clarity, what happened is, and this happens all the time, niggas gonna say I'm shooting bail because it's Drake, but niggas have songs, and bigger artists hear them, and they go, nigga, let me get that. I got a 30 piece for you. Let me get that.
Yeah.
And then they'll add a couple of salsas or bars in there, whatever the case may be, and nigga, that's my song now.
Because it'll do way more for my brand than it'll do for your career.
Bro, have you heard his reference tracks to this shit? Bro, we not listening to that shit.
Nah.
Drake version is
here's the thing about it, though.
bro.
And you maybe can help me with this if you listen to more of the interview than I did, because I think why it rubs me the wrong way is I could see it just happening again and him doing another interview saying, oh, I got cool. Like Drake could call him tomorrow, I feel like. And he's going to be like, oh, okay, cool. And then it'll happen again. And then he'll be on Vlad again. And then he'll say, oh, Drake got over on me again. And then Big Sean could call him the next day. And I just feel like he's not making a stance in any of these interviews saying these niggas got over on me or did that and the third. He's like being real gray area with it. Like, I'm still trying to maintain a relationship, but I want people to feel sorry. Like, it's weird. It's a weird vibe that he giving off for me.
Yeah, no, it is definitely that. But I don't know if that would happen because the whole thing was Meek got mad at him. Meek felt a certain type of way because he wouldn't write for him. Meek wanted some records and he wouldn't do them. He said, no. He just thought it felt funny. He thought it felt forced. And the way Drama reacted weird. When he didn't do them, he was kind of like, the fuck? Like, it was kind of weird. Like, Drama was his man's. And when he wouldn't do the Meek record, he's like, nigga, what? What do you mean you're not gonna do it? Like, he kind of like turned into another person. He was like, the fuck? So then that's when kind of everything spiraled out of control. They ran into the nigga in the Nike store, beat him up. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of shit that go into it, though.
But see, that's my thing, though. Like, why would you just be like, nah? Like, I don't understand.
He felt there was ulterior motives behind it, though. That's
what,
according to him.
That ain't on your plate to decide what you like. And that's my point why I said I think Drake could call him tomorrow and he's going to go be right back cool with him. I feel like that he's trying to save their relationship still to this day. Like, even when he was talking about this Rico stuff, he was more so throwing it in Meek. Like, yeah, he has a ghostwriter too, so I don't even know why he brought it up. Some shit like that. Yeah. More so than they got over on me. But
everybody, hey, man, newsflash, y'all. These niggas are not in the studio with a black and white composition notebook from Walgreens. Writing every single bar of every single line of every single verse and every single hook, bro. Once you get to a certain status, man, niggas don't have time for that shit. Niggas, and you don't stay fresh doing that, bro. Like, dude, that's crazy, bro. It's not realistic.
Like, to your point, it's when they're in those surroundings, you get motivated by different things. Like, that's what a motivation. Like, you've ran a studio and nigga like, say that again.
Exactly.
Not even talking to a rapper or no, like just a girl might say it or anything like that. It's just the different motivations. And it speaks to the fact of why someone like maybe a Jay-Z don't really release music like that no more. Like, he ain't hanging. I'm assuming that he's not hanging around niggas no more. Like, he ain't getting no sauce from nowhere, but other people music. And he don't want to sound like them. Like, that nigga probably with Beyonce here. How much new sauce you gonna pick up hanging with Beyonce, bro?
That's what I'm saying.
Or are you even trying to pick up? So
that's the point. Like, niggas talk about Sci-Hi did some stuff on Travis Scott with on the Astro World and the song with him and Drake and stuff. Man, that nigga Sci-Hi was like, bro, Travis Scott, he not fucking flying from a meeting with Nike about his sneakers, nigga, writing a 16 on a plane and coming there, bro. Like, dude is running like a billionaire girlfriend and shit, bro. Niggas is not. Niggas don't have a lot of time, bro.
So you can't be outside and try to create that outside feel and know the verb, the lingo and the shit that's going on. You can't be up to date. That's why you need niggas like Sci-Hi. You need niggas like Quentin Miller who are outside. They're around regular people. So So it's not as uncommon as people
as people
That
think
shit
it is.
and it's been happening since the beginning of the time.
Facts.
It ain't the new generation. Like Pac did that. I'm sure Big. Like even
Yeah.
with Big saying he don't write, the reason when you look at the old clips in the video, like the studios is like a party. It's weed, like they blowing like alcohol, girls everywhere, because that's where he picking up his motivation from.
But let Biggie had gotten to album 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and
Facts.
still sit here saying that nigga.
AC's, what was that you said in that other bar?
Exactly.
What was that? Exactly. That's how it is. Come on.
Anyway, next up, man, before we get to our 2013, a decade later, revisited, man, Irv Gotti, man, Irv Gotti has some quotables these last couple weeks, man. You know, Irv tell a good story. He was asked what the greatest hip hop single of all time was, and of course, you already know he took it to New York. He said Nas's "Made You Look" off of the Stillmatic, 5 Mic Stillmatic, by the way, album was the best single of all time. Is that factor, Cap?
Big Cap. Right? This ain't even top 10. This ain't even Nas' best single. Like, where did he say this? Why did he say this? What's the motive? It must have made you look like what's that TV show that he does?
Tales.
Yeah, he must have got one of them coming or something like that. Because this is just Big Cap. Ja Rule got bigger singers than this, bro. Like, and that's his man's. Like, I don't understand where Irv Gotti be coming from sometimes. I just don't. If I had to pick though the best hip hop single of all time,
you might say the same thing I'm gonna say.
Do you consider MC Hammer hip hop? Fuck around and find out what Hammer.
I absolutely wasn't finna say MC Hammer.
Oh, you know, MC Hammer not hip hop?
He doesn't have the best hip hop single of all time.
I thought you was gonna say like Too Legit to Quit or something.
Fuck no.
The best hip hop single of all time. What were you gonna say?
Ice Cube, Today Was a Good Day.
Ooh, that's a good pick. I was gonna say Juicy.
Like I ain't mad at that though.
Neither one of those are wrong. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Made You Look is wrong though.
Facts, big wrong. And not If I Rule the World is a
bingo
5 times bigger than that, and better.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. If you were to have a Nas record, it's If I Ruled the World. Easy. Like, it's not even close.
Like you ain't even got to talk. Like what?
Yeah,
Irv be on one.
But see, I'll shoot Irv just a little bit of bail. Who knows where he was at when this came out? That nigga might have been in the tunnel, and that Made You Look drop, and it might have just felt completely different, dude. Like he might have been boots on the ground when that came out.
That makes sense. You're right.
To be fair,
this was heavy ecstasy time. And like this was ecstasy. He probably had Molly back then, and it ain't no telling what they had going on them pills when this made you. You're right. That was
the tunnel, nigga. That shit made it went crazy.
Yeah, that was it. That's 100%. He was definitely rolling when he heard that it made you look one time. That's a fact. That's a good pick.
Never forgot that.
Still talk about it. He need to tell the story behind it, actually, now that you say that.
Because trust me, there is a story. Let's be clear. There's a story with everything with Irv Gotti. But this was on Earn Your Leisure. He was talking with them again, and he kind of mentioned that. I thought that was interesting. But that's funny, man.
Definitely is hilarious.
What we got, man?
All right, man. We are doing the 2013 decade in review. Again, I thought it was 2014 in the beginning, so we switched it to this one. Hey, B, when I talk about 2013 in hip hop, what jumps out to you in your research off the top of your head? Put me in your mind.
Well, first off, it's when we started the podcast, May of 2013. That was the first thing that jumped out to me. Yep. Anytime I hear 2013, that's what I think of. But musically, off the dome, I was like, I think it may have been kind of quiet. That may be a down year for hip hop. Then I had to look and see what came out. There was a little bit of heat, but like the big dogs dropped, but like Jay dropped, but that's an average album. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe Jay-Z worst album.
Nah.
Breaking the Magna Carta. That Magna Carta is maybe
it's mid. It's mid.
Jay-Z don't got a bad album, but that may be the worst.
It's mid. It's definitely not his best. Then you had Kanye dropping, thankfully saving everyone. But a lot of people really didn't feel the sound of Yeezus, so that turned a lot of people off. And then J. Cole, Born Sinner, didn't really move me like that. So this year, thankfully, Drake came through and kept the lights on with Nothing Was the Same, which is my favorite Drake album. That album is ridiculous, in my opinion. So he kept the lights on, but he dropped in a slow year too, to be honest. So he might have cheated just a little bit. But that was the first thing that stood out to me. Number one, we started the pod, and number two, that the year, from what I had recalled, was slow. And then when I looked it up, yes, it in fact was slow.
It was a slow year. And you want to know the most insane thing about that year is that we were both hyping. Like 10 years later, it sounds crazy. That Troy Ave, New York City, the album. Do you remember how much we liked that?
That album was fire.
Do you remember that? Fab was on there and everything.
No, he was on. That put him on. That put him on, bro.
Man, I was looking through and seeing that, so that tripped me out. You forgot to mention my boy who was superstar status around this time. That's 2 Chainz and that Boats 2. He had that Feds Watching single with Pharrell, and he had that
was he superstar?
Superstar status. The remixes on Good Music, like 2 Chainz was gone right
now.
Yeah,
now he was cooking. That's true. He was cooking.
2 Chainz was out of there. And he was the suffering from success, as far as just like the No New Friends, that was the vibe then with DJ Khaled and them. So forgettable year for sure.
Facts.
But that is one of my favorite 2 Chainz album. But what stuck out to me the most is how much that we like that Troy Ave back then. Notice I'm definitely pulling you in there because I'm not taking that.
I was fucking with
either,
it.
so I'm saying we. But and that may be the biggest rapper fall off in the history. I wouldn't press play on a Troy Ave nothing right now.
No, it was.
I'm at least giving anybody else consideration that I listened to before. Like I'm talking about for me on scale of.
Okay,
I'm fucking with this. This dude might be like one of my favorite rappers right now. To like, I'm not even, bro. I don't want to hear nothing you gotta say.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Because I'm good. It's a big skip for me too. Somebody else dropped this year and let us down. Big Sean's second album, that Hall of Fame was slaw,
especially after that first one was so hard. Pause.
Yeah, and Big Sean, you know what I'm saying? He talented, but this one right here. Like this ain't it. Like it was some good.
You got it. It was too lyrical for me. I remember. Like it was too much rapping. And Big Sean can make good songs. Facts. And there wasn't a lot of good songs on there. Like it was just too much rapping. Like somebody told him he needed to rap more, some shit.
Now, my boy, my guys came through this year though. Childish Gambino, because the internet was fire. That's his first like real rap project. He had a couple of mixtapes leading up to that, but he still really hadn't found his sound. He found the sound on that because of the internet. And he was just asked about more music at the what's the award show that just happened? Was that Emmys? What was that?
The Golden Globes.
Golden Globes. He was there in attendance and he was asked about music, and he said Childish Gambino is not retired. He will be dropping more music coming soon. I'm hoping it's more of the rap variety, even though I fuck with the soul, singy shit, whatever that is, because he dope, but I'm hoping it's more of the rap.
He went third person? That was his answer, third person? Did he say like Childish Gambino had shit?
I mean, that's his rap moniker. People know what that means.
Who else does that? Do Drake say, Drake hasn't retired? Drake, like,
he doesn't have, what's his rap moniker, nigga? That's his name.
And stop. Like, okay. Dude is a weirdo. He's a brilliant weirdo. But hey,
Pusha T came out this year too.
What was that? Which Pusha T was that? The Snitch?
Yeah, My Name Is My Name. That's his debut album.
With the barcode on the front?
Yep. And he had that song Future on there too. I feel so much pain. Ooh. Yeah. And he had that Snitch, that sorry nigga, I'm trying to come home.
That Snitch stole the show.
That did.
100%.
Yeah, it did.
I still listen to that to this day.
There's some shit on there.
So we used to do this thing, it's kind of falling off now, where we would rate, and talk about the XXL freshman class when that was a big thing.
Yeah.
AB, do you have the freshman class for 2013 pulled up? Would you lay it on the people, please?
Yeah. Boy, this is a mixed bag if there ever was a mixed bag. Okay. Schoolboy Q, Trinidad James, Joey Badass, Ab Soul, Action Bronson, Kirko Bangs, Travis Scott, Angel Hayes, Dizzy Wright, and Logic. And then there was an 11th freshman, Chief Keef.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Chief Keef easily the biggest person on that list.
Man, not over Travis Scott. Come on, man.
Well, now. Well, yeah.
Stop, dude. What?
Man, bro, Astro World, you are late to the off the train from the Astro World travesty. When I told you it was over, I'm still standing right in that. He ain't done shit since then. You thought he was going to be back in the summer, and then you said he'd be back again, and he still ain't came back yet. So
just give it time.
From a career standpoint, from a career standpoint, yeah, he's bigger than Chief Keef.
Clearly.
However, he still fell off, though. Angel Hayes.
Bro, I don't know who that is. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. I don't even think I knew her then and haven't heard of her since then.
Nope.
Man, the Trinidad James fall off was real.
But we knew that was a shock.
Like, he in the media now, right, though?
Yeah. Right? He's found his lane in the sneaker. He's in the sneaker community. He's found his lane. He's much better at that than he was at rapping. We knew Trinidad James was a shuck when he did a remix to his song All Gold Everything and he didn't have a verse on it. When you do a remix and you don't have a verse on your own song, that means you can't rap and you was a shuck and you already outkicked your coverage and your 15 minutes are up. That's how we knew, dude. And he ain't been heard from since musically.
I'm glad that he was able to make a sustainable career from that.
I am too, because he's pretty entertaining on the sneaker joint.
He is. How much do you think he made from that song? If you had to guess.
From that song?
Do you think he owned it? Like, do you think his business was right? Do you think he's still getting paid from that? Like, what do you think that song did for him other than provide him with a career in hip hop? You think it's still like financially suitable?
Yeah, I think it did so well that he didn't even have to necessarily own. Most people don't own their own shit, and they still eat off of a hit record. They eat good off of a hit record. And
that's what I was about to say, because remember they told us you could. Wendy said it, one hit record, that's your life. You said
exactly.
Right? You really ain't got to work unless you don't want different shit.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how much he sees from his royalty check on All Gold Everything. Because you still hear it. Like, people still like, I mean, it's a throwback, like being funny. You see it on comedies and shit. Like, it still gets played. You ain't heard All Go. I know for a fact I heard All Go Everything in 2022. I ain't heard it this year. Yeah, I heard it. I 100% heard that song probably more than once last year. Man, you probably just so used to it. And that's how big of a song it is, though. You probably don't even register that shit when it
That's
played.
True.
Like, that's how big and where it was as far as everywhere when it was out, man. That was a smash.
That was a big record. I will say this, though, and I feel like I've told this story, but for the new listeners, I'll never forget. Shout out to Trump, me and my guy. We went down to the underground.
Oh, you gotta give him his new name, man. Swag Plaza. Some people
my guy Plaza. Yeah, you're right.
Dollars.
My guy Plaza. We went to the underground, nigga. We went to this store to look for some hats. My man was looking for some snapbacks. So snapbacks made a strong comeback. We're looking for some snapbacks, and the dude working, I'll never forget, because he had them Concord 11s on. They had just came out. They came out in December of 2011. And I didn't get them, and he had a fresh pair on, and I was like, God damn, I'm hot I didn't get those. And he was helping my man with the snapbacks. Nigga, about 7 months later, dude, Plaza sends me a video of this nigga right here with the gold teeth and the fro and the leopard print fit and he like, dude, do you remember dude? And I'm like, nah, who the fuck is that? He was like, that's dude that helped us in the snow and at the store in the underground. And I looked again, I was like, oh shit, that's dude. Like, that's crazy. Nigga was working. Nigga was a sales rep in a hat store, dude. That shit was crazy. And that's how it be down here. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, he eating good. That's how it is. Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, he's eating much better off of his song than Kurt Cobain's is off his. I don't know where Kurt Cobain's at.
What happened to him?
Bro, I don't know. I thought it might have been a one hit. He just had that song, bro.
Man, I thought something happened to him.
And he sound like Drake. He sound like Drake on there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you can't.
It was quick. Oh, this dude from Houston.
Yeah. Drinking my cup. That song was fire, though. Not gonna lie.
I remember.
The song was hard, but Drake came when Drake said, I help you with the hook and the something. Niggas sound like Drake featuring every song sound like Drake featuring Drake. That's what he was talking about, and it's true because he does sound like him on there. And you can only go so far running with somebody else's sound, dude.
That's a fact. Damn.
So yeah,
who had the best career off that XXL?
Not named Travis Scott.
Well, yeah. Other than Travis Scott, Chief.
You know what? Look at the people on here and look at what they did outside of rap. Look at what Action Bronson did outside of rap. Yes. Look at what Joey Badass does outside of rap. The nigga acting right now on Hulu, dude.
Yeah.
As we speak.
Most of these people are way bigger stars as it's supposed to be than they were when they were on that album.
That's
Only Schoolboy been low.
Yeah.
But he still does stuff like you said outside. He got the golf shit going on with 2K. Yeah. He do the different golf things that I've seen him do it. So yeah, everybody cooking pretty much.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not mad at this. It's more hits than misses. But with all due respect to Dizzy Wright and Angel Hayes, bro, what?
Dizzy fucking Wright. Somebody trying to tell me he was cold too.
Logic signed a big deal too. Like he had a fan base, but nobody really cared though.
Yeah, Logic ain't really our speed, but he's a big major artist.
Yeah, he has numbers though. He was putting up numbers when he was dropping. Let's be clear though.
He's definitely a big dog.
But we didn't give a shit. But he was putting up numbers. Somebody was buying that shit.
Not at all, man. You guys tell us what you thought about 2013, the freshman class, your favorite album, verse, anything like that. Anything you want to leave us with on 2013 before we move on to the wins and the losses, AB?
Yeah, Mac Miller had an album that was kind of dope. Watching movies with the sound off. Probably my favorite Mac Miller song is on there. It's a fucking fire song on that album. French Montana debut album came out. Pardon my French, shout out my guy Big Jeff, the last French Montana fan on earth. But he had some shit on here though. That I ain't worried about nothing. That Paranoid. He got some shit on there. I'm not gonna lie.
French got hits though.
Yeah, he got some. He can do a verses.
Definitely has.
Can French do a verses?
Yeah, French definitely. And probably take out somebody major too. Like you going there sleeping on French, you're gonna be out of there.
Can he beat Yo Gotti?
All the way back because he probably got who?
Yo Gotti. It might be a battle though.
That'll be a strong matchup right there.
That's
Get us on the phone, Timberland, Swiss. That Yo Gotti and French is all right.
That's all
right, right there. Yeah. Who you got? That would depend on the performance, honestly.
That's true.
That would depend on the performance. A lot would have to do with where they at. Because they gonna have French will have some of that New York mixtape shit that'll go crazy if they like in New York or something. But then at the same time, Yo Gotti has some of that down south mixtape shit that'll go crazy.
It's been a long time coming.
They wouldn't know nothing about that at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? But it's some shit on that mac and cheese series that we'd be like, what? Did them New York niggas Tim's flying off about?
Facts.
So yeah. That would be a good ass battle right there. I'd be tuned in for that. That need to be the next Marquee one, actually.
They working on it, man. They said they tooling up for this year. I don't know if the moment has passed.
It's taking too long, bro. Why do shit take so long, dude? God, what is Timberland doing? Is he busy? No. I know Swiss busy, but what is Timberland doing, bro? We can't hire nobody to just like get this shit done. Like, Jesus,
the nigga we need in the room is Swiss. No, we don't need Timberland in the room.
Let that nigga zoom in or something, man. But Tim anybody. This nigga have Magoo and this month's versus me and Magoo.
That nigga have Magoo and Lil Zane. I want to hear that shit.
Facts. Man, that was 2013. You guys let us know your thoughts, takeaways, XXL favorite picks, album favorite picks, favorite songs, all from a decade ago at 2013 when we first started the On Deck TV show, man. If y'all been rocking with us from day one since then, we appreciate you heavily. Continue to rock with us. Going to continue to do great things. Some wins and losses before we get out of here. First and foremost, win or loss to your man's Gunna, AB. He tried to pop back out on social media and test the waters a little bit, and Little Baby unfollowed him, and some other people were not happy with him. Win or loss?
That's a loss, man. Not a good look for old Wanna. That's a new name, Lana. It's a L. Lil Baby got out of there. Meek got out of there. Dirt got out of there. Dirt threw a shot at him.
Said he gonna tell what happened to Virgil.
And he said what happened to Virgil. He probably gonna tell. I said, damn. So niggas done turned their back. And like, now here's the thing. We talked about this. Could he have a career coming back out? And we thought, yeah, he could just keep it to the bitches and hoes and party shit, vibe shit. But if the hot niggas in the A aren't fucking with him and they box him out, it's gonna be hard for him. Not gonna lie. If Lil Baby publicly turns his back, if Dirk turns his back, so that means the niggas that fuck with them turn their back. Then you get boxed out, dude, and it's gonna be Gunna with 15 songs and no features, no co-sign. Like niggas not fucking with him.
I don't think niggas is gonna make no stand like that though. Like
they're
niggas
doing it now.
Solid. Nah, they just unfollowing.
They're dissing
like, ain't
him.
Nobody
nigga.
gonna be like, well, Dirk. I mean, Chicago niggas is different. Let's first and foremost, like them niggas is different. I'm talking about when Gunna finally do an interview and somebody talk to him. Well, excuse me, not Gunna, but the next time somebody asks Lil Baby about this, he not gonna like completely shit on dude. And as long as it's not like that, as long as nobody gonna be like, man, fuck him, you a snitch. And I ain't saying that they should, or I'm not advocating for that type. I'm just saying as long as no one does that, then he gonna put songs out. If Tekashi still make music, he still can.
Nobody's checking for it. It's not the same.
And he's more talented. He might catch one though. That's what I'm saying. Like he young, man. Dude still. He was still outside a little bit, but now I don't know where he would get the source material from anymore because it's probably seemed a lot of his avenues probably been cut off. But yeah, some probably lesser people out here in the A man is still gonna fuck with him just because he gonna.
It ain't the same. It ain't the Tekashi shit ain't the same when he ain't got 75 niggas with red bandanas in the video, bro. It don't hit the same because you ain't got the cosigns no more. The wave.
That's what I'm saying. Gunna shit is being fly. Like if he still dressing up fly and dripped out and whatever if Gunna at the award show with some bad bitch next time a big award show come up, ain't nobody gonna like, hey, somebody gonna jump him?
No,
like,
but I'm saying
to him. I think that as long as he's able to make, and I get what you're saying as far as people turning their backs, but as long as he's still able to conduct himself, ain't nobody gonna shun him enough for him to be all the way out of there, I should say. Like he's gonna take a hit, yes, but like ain't no nigga gonna be like, man, fuck him.
But no, what I'm saying is, yeah, you're right. They may not say it publicly, but the silence will speak volumes. And what are the producers gonna do? If the producer's not fucking with you, nah, Metro not answering that call no more, nigga.
There's
okay,
thirsty producers out there, bro.
They not Metro, bro.
Niggas that make good boots. Excuse me. It's a lot of niggas that make good beats too, man. We ain't heard Metro. Like man, that's true, but I'm saying if Gunna is able to play off whatever persona that he built up, he can still move around. He can make a living off this. Right. Not that I'm advocating it any other way, but it's just he can make a living off this, man. Win or loss, AB. Iggy Azalea made news over the weekend in promotion of her new album. She is going to roll out a $25 subscription OnlyFans page. Yeah. Win or loss?
Now, speaking of making a living, this is a win. $307,000 in 24 hours.
Oh my God.
Listen.
The world is going to shit.
Sometimes you gotta use what you got to get what you want, man. Like, dude, and Iggy Azalea is an attractive individual. So I'm not mad at it. I don't have an OnlyFans. I don't plan on getting an OnlyFans subscription anytime soon to anyone, but I'm not mad at her for doing it though.
I'm mad at her for doing it. It's a loss only because she tried to shit on the OnlyFans girls and said that she would never do it at some point. And now she's here on OnlyFans promoting her album. I'm sure she's not on there really giving it up in true OnlyFans fashion. But, I mean, to shit on the platform and then try to use it because it's hot to pump up an album that nobody
ain't nobody looking at about.
Like listen, we wouldn't even have mentioned her name if she hadn't been starting the OnlyFans.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So I get what she's doing here. I see it. I respect it, like you said, but it's an L because she tried to shit on.
The OnlyFans are going platinum. The album going double woods.
I can't wait till those pictures leak. Please don't get it twisted. I'm here for that. I can't wait till I ain't even gonna blow the spot up, but I know somebody that's gonna be able to drop them in the chat. I know somebody gonna have them. Can't waiting to see those.
Oh shit.
Oh, last win or loss before we get out of here, AB, and our recap of the 2013 decade. Your man T-Pain said, "You remember that big ass chain
That
that
said big
big
chain?
ass chain?"
Yes.
Yeah, that one. T-Pain said it was probably his worst investment of his whole career. He spent a whopping $400,000 on that big ass chain. Was that a win or a loss?
That's an L, dude. What do he? I wonder if he feels like he got his money's worth out of that chain through publicity or through like how can you quantify that? Like through impressions?
Yeah, I mean, people still asking him about it today. That's
true.
One.
That's
and
true.
Two, if it's as real as he say it is, you can always melt that shit down and make something else. Like it ain't a complete loss. Jury not gonna lose value like that. It ain't like I threw $400,000 in the wind, nigga. If he still got that chain and this, I don't consider that an L. It's promo material. You probably got to write that off in taxes in some sense of the word and use it as promo material for his job. So no, I don't consider this a loss, man. The fact that he's still getting publicity from it, the fact that if he still has it, it can be made into something else and repurposed, and the fact that it probably was a tax write-off. So he good.
I wonder how niggas felt. Was there any apprehension when he was copping that, bro? Or was he like, nigga, 400 here, nigga, with 1, 2, 3, 4, nigga, take this shit, nigga, let's go. He had in the back of his head, he had to be thinking this is wild. He had
But that's probably one of them things. You know what that was probably? And you probably, we know that this even on a smaller scale, not even 400,000. Have you noticed people don't tell you your total no more? Like anywhere you go, most people don't read, they don't read the total out. When I worked in retail ages ago, we have to give people the receipt, read the total. Now they'll still give you the receipt, but I ain't been nowhere in a while where they read the total out. They just be like, slide the card. Even when you going through the drive-through and you read the order back, they don't even tell you how much it costs no more. They just say pull around.
That's true.
I think that's probably what happened. You just hand him the black card. He hype about the purchase. That statement come and you see the phone.
That's true. That's true.
Because you know black cards unlimited purchase, so you can buy whatever you want. You just got to be, and you got to buy a certain amount to be able to keep it open. So he probably didn't even know it cost that much until he got that statement the next month and then realized how dumb he was. But that hit me the other day too. Like people do, you just take note of when people read you your fucking total, bro.
I'm gonna start paying attention. I know they got you like that at the marathon store.
Yeah, and I noticed since then. That's when this shit start happening. Now everywhere you go, you food anything, slide your card. Bitch, how much was it? Like you talking about
wings was high.
Wait, hold on, bitch. How much was it? Wings $34. Like, what are y'all talking about? Yeah, the people don't tell you your totals no more, man. That's crazy. This was the recap episode, man, for the 2013 year, as we do on the On Deck TV show. AB, who is the on decker of the week? Man,
we're going to IG, man. Shout out to the homie Bricks, Brick versus God. Man, he's been rocking with us for a stretch. He left a comment on the On Deck Awards show. He said Romeo. This is in regards to Romeo and P falling out. Romeo pushing this shit, referring to the Rap Snacks, since 106 in Park. OG host is wild. P a sick nigga for doing all that. Rap so young. We just now for real getting details on bad parenting skills. In 2 decades, Ye kids are gonna be putting him through hell. That's true. It may not even take 2 decades. That might get here faster than we know. Fortunately for him.
May not, man.
Shout out to Brick versus God.
Good observation. Shout out to him, man. Big supporter. We appreciate it 100%. What you got to put me on this week?
You already know I stay in the movies. I'll tell you what to skip and what to see. That House Party. Go ahead and wait for that to hit Netflix or HBO Max.
Really?
Yeah. It's HBO Max. It's watchable, just HBO Max watchable. Don't go to the movie theater because they're not gonna tell you the total, and you're gonna check your goddamn statement.
Tickets was $47. God damn.
That's a fact.
Don't do that. House Party. Card, please.
Card. What? You can swipe. Damn, how much was it?
You swipe right there. Right. You can swipe right there. How much? Swipe right there. Yeah, right there.
But I did fuck with that plane. That was pretty good. Shout out to Gerard Butler. I fuck with a lot of his movies though. So it's throwback 90s shit, kind of remind you of Con Air, stuff like that. So it's that was pretty entertaining. So Skip, wait until a stream House Party, but pull up to Plane.
Gotcha.
What you got?
For me, man, you are to movies as I am to TV, and TV is cooking right now. HBO just dropped a new one, The Last of Us. Showtime got Don't Let the Right One In. It's finished. If you want to binge it, it's about a little girl that's a vampire. Franklin Dad's in there from Snowfall. It's cooking. Mayor of Easttown, first episode. Excuse me, not Mayor of Easttown, Mayor of Kingstown. First episode just dropped Sunday. Everything on TV. Something else I'm forgetting, man.
Your Honor.
Oh, Your Honor just came back out as well. So, man, TV is cooking right now. I got all of those on deck, and I'm still trying to get to that kaleidoscope where you watch it in the different orders on Netflix. So, shout out to TV and this season of TV as football is winding down. Y'all watch some of them shows. Holla at me, man. Let's talk about them.
Google ways to watch Kaleidoscope, and they'll give you Netflix put out some suggestions on how to watch it. Like if you want to watch it like a Tarantino,
Like, is it gonna blow it though? Because I saw a slick post and it was like, watch it this way for this, and I ain't even want to know none of that though.
No. It's I mean, it's all timeline based. That's how you're able to watch it with it still making
having
sense.
to watch it.
Yeah, that's the only way you'd be able to do that. So they just said if you want to watch like a Tarantino movie, watch it like this. If you want to watch it like a so-and-so movie, watch it in this order. If you want to watch it in this order, like it just gave suggestions on how to watch it.
Okay.
Because the name of the episodes are the fucking thing. They're 4 hours before the robbery, 10 hours before the robbery.
Okay, so it gives it away.
That's the name of the shit. Yeah, so I mean.
Okay. Yeah, have you watched it yet?
Nah, not yet. It's on the list.
Yeah. That's on the queue. And Blackbird on Apple TV. That's pretty cool too. Blackbird and Let the Right One In both have finished, so you can binge them, which I recommend. But that Blackbird pretty cool. I slept on that. I thought it wasn't gonna be good. It's like this guy went into jail. The dude, what made me watch is the Golden Globes. The dude that played the serial killer won a Golden Globe for Best Actor. He is bodying it. Probably the best TV performance last year. Like he killed that. So if you got Apple TV, check out that Blackbird. It's pretty good. Easy watch. Got Ray Liotta in it too. And that was it, man. Our decade in review. We appreciate you joining us. Rate, subscribe, like. Let us know what you feel about the show if you haven't done so yet in all your years of listening. Hey, B, what you got to tell the people?
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all tapping in. Until the next time, we are out.
Yeah.